Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card, which I'm calling a diamond flip card. It opens up so you've got another diamond inside. This may well be my own design because I was inspired to do this by another card that I saw, similar, but it didn't finish up as a complete card like this, which is for A4 cardstock users. It finishes up at 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and for letter size it will be 5.5 by 5.5. For my size, I would definitely be putting mine into a 6 by 6 envelope that I buy from my local craft shop. Okay. As promised recently, I'm also going to show you how to make the tulips, whether you do them by using the stamp set, which is this one. It's a 2-step stamp set, which means you stamp one and then you stamp that on top in a lighter colour, and it gives you the double layers like that, the different colours. Let me show you that a bit closer. Okay, so you can see light Highland Heather and darker Highland Heather. One's been stamped off. And you can make another flower there, another one there. I will show you all of those at the end of the video. And there are also a set of dies. I have got more over there. These ones here, you can die cut cardstock and build those up to make tulips, which is what I had thought I was going to do on here, but I decided because I wanted to put something on the inside, I wanted these to match. You'll understand when you see how the cardstock one's putting together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave how to do the tulips right to the end, because a lot of you will already know how to do them, and I don't want to make you sit through seeing how it's done if you already know. So once I've finished the card, if you know you're happy, you don't need to learn anymore, then you can leave. But if you want to learn how to do them, you can stay just a bit longer. It won't take much longer. So I've done that one, which is Highland Heather. I've done this one, which is in Petal Pink. I haven't decorated them quite the same. I wanted to see what it would look like without quite so much in the way of flowers. So you can decide which one you like best. Inside I've cut down a bit as well. Again, you can decide which one you like best. There will be photographs of these on my blog tomorrow, which will be the 27th of February 2022. I will show you my first one, which is my prototype. Just remember it's my prototype, right? It's a masculine card, and basically I'm quite pleased with it, except my big mistake was I've embossed that sheet, and when I use 3D embossing folders I spray mine with water, and that wasn't a good idea when it's not going back onto something, because that's really quite crinkled there. I mean, apart from that, the design is okay, but I'd really given up on the design by the time I'd put that on. But I thought I'd just sort of finish it off for you so you could see what that would look like. Okay, so that was a prototype. I'm going to start off by telling you the cardstock pieces that you're going to be needing. Now I'm using a colour that I do not like, and this is Mango Melody, and the reason I'm using it is because it goes with the cardstock that I'm going to use beautifully. And all the designs that you've seen the two designs that you've seen here and the design I'm using now are all from Flowering Fields Design Series paper. Okay, so you need a card base that one more thing. All the measurements will be in the box below, which will include the A4 measurement in inches that I'm giving you now. There'll also be the inches for letter size cardstock, and also metric for A4 cardstock users. Okay, I've worked them all out already, so I know you're getting them. So yeah, they'll be below. The base of the card is 5 3/4 inches by 11.5 inches, and then you need 2 pieces of basic white, and these should measure 4 1/4 inches by 5.5 inches. and then you need 2 more pieces of basic white, and these should measure 3 1/4 inches by 5.5 inches, and then a piece of basic white which measures 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and then you need 2 pieces of designer series paper which measure 3 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. So those go on those 2 pieces. And then for this one you need 2 more pieces of designer series paper. You need one that's 2 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches, because that's going to go on like that. And this one is 3 1/4 inches by 5 3/8 inches, and that is going to fit on like that. And if I've cut that correctly, I'm going to have 1/8 of an inch gap all round, and then the diamond inside goes over that join line. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to use this and this and this. So these are the 2 pieces that measure 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. Okay, so let's start with those first. And I'm going to use my trimmer. Oh, I've left my bottle open here. I've just been cleaning my T-square ruler using sticky stuff remover, and I've left my bottle open. Right, so on this one we are going to score at, it should be 2 1/4, right, 2 1/4 inches. I'm just going to move that up a bit. Not really, let's move a bit further away. I think that's because I've just touched that bottle. If I make that the big one, that will get covered up, won't? Oh my goodness me, look at that. I think rather than take a chance on that, I'm going to cut another piece. So that was Melon Mambo, not Melon Mambo, Mango Melody. Well, I didn't allow for this little bit of a hiccup. So back to the drawing board, as they say. Open that up. That will teach me for cleaning immediately before a video. I've already learnt not to do not to re-ink my ink pads immediately before a video. I don't think I've put it on there. Oh well. So we need this to be 11.5. Don't do 10.5. Okay, so just lose that little bit, and then turn it this way, and we'll cut it at 5 3/4. Right, that's good. Right, pop that over there. Let's start again. So I am going to score this at 2 1/4. And then 5 3/4. And now what you need to do is to measure here at 2 7/8 inches. Let's turn that over the other side. I want the inches. My side. A pencil. Right, 2 7/8. And I am just going to fold that down so that I can see the score line nicely. What we are going to do, we are going to cut from the score line to that, and from that down to there. I have to say I had a lot of fun trying to work out how to cut the diamonds to fit on with this. To start off with, I found it was a real hit and miss thing, but then eventually I found a way of doing it which is almost perfect. It is not perfect, I will tell you that now, but it is almost. It is an absolute tad out, but when you see how I do it, you'll know that there wasn't anything else I could have tried. So I'm going to pop that over there for a moment. I'm going to erase my pencil mark. I'm going to leave that one. Now with these two pieces, I need to mark on this one at 2 1/8 inches, and then this one 2 3/4 inches. And I've bought this little piece of grid paper over because I find this so useful, and I am also using my T ruler. You'll see this is the first thing that I do to make this as spot on as possible. So first of all, I line up my cardstock in the corner there to there, and then I bring my T ruler so that it sits up against that edge. No, I don't. Do it this way, don't I? Let's get that back again. Right, okay. Now, I make sure that that is against my cardstock, and then I move this along to 2 3/4 inches. Okay, making sure that I'm not moving this. That's still nice and straight there. That's still straight. And I'm just doing a little pencil mark there and there. Then I'm going to turn this sideways. I had planned to do this, one of them, ahead of time, but I didn't. And we do need two of these. So this one's going to be 2 1/8 inches. Allow it to slide along, don't move just part of it, because you want to make sure that that side and that side are firmly against your cardstock. And then a little pencil mark there and there. I'm going to do the same on this one. Okay, so making sure it's lining up nice and straight that side, nice and straight down here. Make sure your T ruler fits on there, up to 2 1/8 inches. Pencil mark top and bottom, line it up again. This way it means that my two lines are perfectly opposite each other. Okay, so that's the first step that I take to make sure that I am getting this straight. And the next line I need is 2 3/4. And just slide my ruler along. One hand holding my cardstock in place and the other one moving my ruler. Okay. As I told you last week, I have an Amazon affiliates for UK and US, and I will be putting my ruler on there as well. They're about £5-6 to buy, I think. Right, now let me concentrate on explaining this to you. Now, you know loads of times you cut from there to there, so we're going to do that first. Okay, that's lined up beautifully. Now, instead of going round to do the next one, we're going to go opposite. Okay, so we've done that corner. We're going to do this corner now. We're going to line it up like that. Now, I think that that is spot on. So what I'm checking next is to make sure that that line there is parallel to that line on there. Now, from where I'm sitting, that doesn't look, I don't know, I don't think that's spot on, so something's not quite right here, and I am going to move my card absolute tad just to make sure that that is. Okay, now I'm doing this twice in front of you so that you can see this isn't a fluke. I'm going to line these two up now. Cut that one off. Now I'm going to do the opposite corner, and again I'm going to line these two up, bearing in mind that that one I didn't cut perfectly because I moved it slightly. Now that looks perfectly even to me. I'm going to cut that. Now to find out whether it's correct or not, I'll come back and fold this correctly. That should fit onto there. You should have an even gap both sides on there, which you have. If I pop that under there so you can see this properly. Okay. Now that was with me moving my triangle very, very slightly. Okay, that is almost perfect. So that one's done. Let's see if I can do it again. So I'm lining up that corner, or at least that pencil mark rather, it's not a corner, and that pencil mark, and cut. Turn 180 degrees so that one comes down that side. I'm going to cut the corner opposite. And that looks okay. And I think that looks perfect this time. I'm not moving that at all. There we go. Now I'm going to do another side. Line those two up. Cut that. Turn it around. Line this side up. Now that line should be perfect. There we go, that looks perfect to me. So let's cut that. So this now should be the same size as that. It is out slightly because I've moved one of them. I wonder if you're going to be able to see that. I think you probably see it better from this side. I don't think you can see that that's out, can you? But it is out very, very slightly, trust me. I wouldn't tell you if it wasn't out. I wouldn't tell you it was out if it isn't out. That's what I was going to say. So I'm just going to flatten my sides down because it looks as if I could do with a new blade. If you get these corners, sometimes mine finish up, they look a little bit hairy. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can. I just trim that off with a pair of scissors. It normally becomes most obvious when you erase the pencil marks. And funnily enough, it always seems to be these side corners. I shouldn't have said that, should I? Now whether it happens because I'm on corners or not, I don't know. It may be just that I do need a new blade. Remove the pencil marks. And make sure when you're doing this, you only move your your eraser in one direction. If you do it backwards and forwards, you'll do what I did yesterday and finish up by crinkling up one of the corners, and you have to start again. And I have to say, I have cut so many of these diamonds now that I'm getting a bit fed up with it. I need a week's break from it. So I'm going to just make sure I keep going in the same direction so I don't have to do any more. There we go. I've chosen all three designs from the Flowering Fields Designer Series paper, and I have done one that's got small flowers, one that's got quite large flowers, and this one's got medium flowers. Again, something else for you to note whether you like the bigger designs or the smaller designs. Right, now for this one here, I am going to adhere these two pieces on. If you find that you have cut yours a little bit too much, I mean, I would check it first if I was you, not that one, before you pop it on here to make sure that they are going to fit on nicely. If you find that you haven't cut it off enough, I would go back and trim off just a tad, just to make sure that you're not overlapping them. The reason I say that to you is because if they do overlap, when you put your diamond over the top of it, you might see the bump coming through onto the diamond, and you don't want that. The other thing that I thought about this card, and I might go back and do this, I think I would prefer to have another sentiment in there rather than writing on it, because when you stand this up on the shelf you can actually see that square, that diamond. And I think if it's going to be seen, it's better to be seen with a sentiment rather than my handwriting. If you've got lovely handwriting, then you're very fortunate. I wish I had, but mine really is a mess. So I might do mine so that I have an extra square bit on the back and do my handwritten greeting on there. There is another sentiment in the stamp set that I'm thinking of using, and it's this one. It says, "Let today be the start of something new. New birthday, new year, start something new," which I thought was really quite nice. So I'm going to do the small piece first. Make sure I get my flowers up the right way and in the right, well, it would always be in the right position, but they could be upside down. That means if I put them in the wrong position, I'd have to put them in the, no you wouldn't, would you? You could move that across. Yeah, but then they would be upside down, wouldn't they? That's what I'm saying. I know what I mean. So let's do this one. No, 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 turn it over. Second design that I've used on the other two cards is a design that's on the reverse of the main design, and so I've done that with all three of them. Right, this has got to be kept up the right way as well, so I think I'll turn it round that way. I just find it easier to slide the two together here, this way. Right, I'm pulling mine over so that I've got an even gap there. That tiny, tiny little gap there isn't going to be seen by the time I get my diamond over it. Okay, so there we go. Those are up the right way. They're up the right way. So we can now pop this in here. This is really a quick, easy card to put together. It took me quite a bit of time to suss out the best way to get the diamonds done, though. I do have to say about that. But I'm very pleased with how this card has turned out. And having said that I don't like this colour looks lovely with this particular design, and that's what I wanted. I love this design. Right, so, oh, I didn't do my creases, did I? I'll make sure that they are good. I should have done that before I put the layers on the inside. Never mind. So now I am going to do, what do I do with my, oh, there they are. That's right. So let's pop these on. There we go. That looks lovely, doesn't it? I'm really pleased that that's worked out like that. You didn't need to do this bit if you didn't want to. You could leave that blank. Now, by the time you get the diamonds on, I think it looks lovely to have it there. Another thought I've just had actually. Yeah, you could put some of the patterned paper on the back of the diamond so that when you open it up, that would be all the same. That would look quite nice actually, wouldn't it? Didn't think about that. Never mind. Just a thought for you. I think that's okay, isn't it? So now I am going to pop one of these on, and I recommend that you have a look at both of your diamonds to see if one fits a bit better than the other. Now that one looks absolutely perfect, doesn't it? Well, you can't really do any better than almost perfect, can you? No, I think I'll stick to this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put glue on this side here. I'm going to keep it on just under half the size down here. Okay, so I'm go up towards that point, not totally up towards it. That's it. And then I come round in like a curved line here. And once I've got a curved line, I tend to just straighten it out a little bit. It still stays a curved line, but not quite as obvious as the first one. So I open mine up to lay mine down on here. Okay, oh yes, I'm pleased with that. So when I close my card, it comes over to the edge there. And no glue. So now I need to put this one in here so that when this closes, when it covers up that, until it goes over there. That's why when I have decorated this, I've kept it onto one side so that it doesn't show through here. Okay, went a bit high there. Okay, so I keep it down here. Nothing on this side. You could go up higher. Entirely up to you. Yeah, that's sort of another idea, but I decided no, I didn't like that one. Right, so what I'm going to do now is, there's two ways you can do this. One is you can put glue all over and then pop it in and then move quickly to check that that fits okay, which I would have failed miserably. Or the way I do it which is I put my glue all over and then I put it on the back of my diamond like that. Make sure it lines up as best as possible. God, this one looks taller. And then once I'm happy, I'm going to bring this over. There we go, beautiful. Oops, no, maybe not. That tore the paper, didn't it? So you need to come over as well. Oh my goodness. I'm quietly panicking here. Oh, do I love Tombow. Well done, Tombow, thank you. Yep, still can't see my line there, nor my line there. Okay, so you've seen what can happen if you do it my way like that. But that's the first time it has happened, I have to say. I've got some glue down there, which... This is my Adhesive Eraser, which I've had for forever. If you buy one of these, I did see somebody recommend that you cut these bits off, but that way you're going to run out of this eventually. It will just get smaller and smaller, whereas mine has just been going. I just pick off these little bits and that's all it needs. So, and this is one of the items that I have an Amazon link for in the box below the video. Now if I find, when that dries, yes there is, I've got a crinkle here, I can see that. So I will be putting a flower over that. Okay, so I did not do particularly well there at all. But I will disguise that with something or other. If you have a look at my blog tomorrow, the day the video goes live, you'll see how I have got around that, okay? Because get around it, I will. Okay, can you see the marks? Yes, you can, can't you? Okay, that is actually a bit of torn paper underneath. Okay, so I will work my magic on that and you'll see it. There we go. So now I am just going to decorate the front, and I will decorate the inside as best as I can without spoiling it for however I'm going to correct those bits. Now I will show you later how I have done the stamping of these. It's straightforward die cutting. The colours I've used, this is obviously Mango Melody, but this colour, to try and find a colour that actually went really well with the leaves, they recommend Soft Succulent, but I thought it was a bit light, which is that one there. Okay, this goes quite well with the green here, I think, but I didn't think it was brilliant. So what I've used here, this one, it is actually a retired colour called Pretty Peacock, and I think that goes a lot better. What do you think? Yep, I'm definitely pleased with that. Now for this, I've put some dimensionals on the back. This is because I want to show you how to get the most out of the bundle. If you buy the bundles, that's the stamp set and the dies, you'll save 10% on the price for a start. Now that strip of dimensionals that I've got on there is, I cut a piece off, wasn't that one? It was this one. This was a sheet of the mini, and I've just been cutting pieces off the side there, okay, because on a full sheet that is a very thick strip of foam. Can you see that? That is the edge of the foam there, and it goes right across there, so it's great for cutting off the strips there. If I don't have any sheets like that left over, then I will take it off of a sheet that I'm using. There we go. What do you think about that colour going with this? To me, that is absolutely beautiful. That is spot on. As you know, I don't like using retired products, but if it means that I get really pleased with my projects, then I will do. Right, so do I want to put that one on first or my thing? Where did I'm copying this one. I prefer the less busy one. And so what I did was I did it so that the top of the bud, well, I think this is a bit like a bud, so I've just done mine like that, and I push that up until I can't push anymore because the dimensionals there. I do try and keep it straight as well. And then this one I'm going to do sort of straight, but do it so it comes over to here. I've left that on there, didn't I? I didn't cut any bits off on that one. You can see, just about see there. I don't know, maybe you can't. You see that little bit in there? That's the end of this stem there. So you can actually see that there's a gap there. But I don't think I'm going to worry about that. So I've got one of these leaves. I think I'm beginning to like this colour. I hate to say it because it's orange. I'm not an orange person. Now this one, I'm doing it so that it matches up with the end of that stem to what I've done there. I think maybe I've pushed that one out a bit further. Never mind. Did I make one? Yes, I did. Let's put it up the right way. This one I used my stitched rectangle dies. It's actually over here somewhere. Okay, that was one I used. That's number 2 on the slim dies. I put that like that. I put a big one in the corner, and then I put little ones over here, I think. Either sided than new. Okay, let's get some big ones. At the top. And then 2 little ones. Either sided than new. Let's see if that fits okay. Make sure that the dimensionals aren't coming through. Absolutely perfect. Doesn't look very even, does it? It doesn't, it doesn't. What I'm saying is that bit there, right near the edge, and that bit's quite a way in. That's right near the edge. Right near the edge. And you? Yeah. Right. Can we get you off without doing any damage? Yes. Sometimes when you're trying to get a dimensional off, rather than just pulling it, sometimes it's easier to twist it. I tore the paper there, but I'm still going to be covering that up. I've got my tweezers stuck. Oh, it's all happening today. Right. Oh, I wonder if I brought it down. That's why, because I brought it down lower. Just seeing how much is sticking off both sides. Double check my dimensionals still aren't coming through. Yeah. Oh, that's a lot better. Look, that's close to the edge there. And that's close to that edge. So, straight. Yep. Okay. Now I want some rhinestones of some sort there. I hadn't thought about that. In fact, I didn't even bring them over. Let me just reach these down. I think we've got some nice bronzy coloured ones, haven't we? These are what I'm thinking about. Do these colours go? I think gold would be nice, wouldn't it? I think I prefer these smaller ones. Now let me just show you something else I use my T-square for. Oops, no, don't go down there. I line this up so it fits against my card there. And I like where I put the 3 gemstones into either corners there. I've used my ruler here. as my guide. Okay, that's not very straight, is it? But hopefully by putting these on it won't be noticeable. Oh, we can do 3 in a straight line. So, and I'm going to open up the other packet as well because I want the small ones. There's one thing I really don't like when I'm watching a video, that is hearing somebody open up a cellophane bag like I've just done. Ugh. There we go, so that will be nice straight lines now. Yep, that's good. And I'm going to use one of the bumblebees as well, put those over. I've run out of my butterflies, the flat ones. I think I had just 4 left. I can't believe it, I've got through so many of those. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's these little ones here. I love these. They're so nice and flat. So, let's get another one of those. Now with the bumblebee, what I do is I put it onto a glue dot first, and then I'm going to put a little dab of Tombow on here. There we go. So I'm going to leave decorating this until after the video, I think. I've got visions of doing some, like maybe a stripe of cardstock down both of those to cover that markup, or maybe even putting another one of these over the top. So I don't know yet. I don't want to just rush and do something now because I'm videoing. There are 2 examples there for you. There's that one and there's that one. Okay, and I will put that last one on my, well, they'll all be on my blog for tomorrow. Okay, so that's today's project. Before I move on, let me just clear a little bit of a space here. I'll tidy this up once I've finished. Got all these bags from somewhere. Oops, Dimensionals just hit the deck. That's what I was going to use to decorate inside my card. Might still. But what I want to show you now is these. Now I showed you sheets like this for the daffodils. Okay, now the colour I've used here is Melon Mambo. So I stamped the first one, I stamped the second stamp, stamped it off once, and that's what they look like together. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you using Melon Mambo. And again, I didn't bring any scraps over. Not very well organised today, am I? Right, let's just take a... oh. Let's take that. I have all my stamps here. You'll see by the colour I have used them so much. So let me see the first 2. They should be clear, but the fact they get stained doesn't affect how they work at all. Let me just make sure that I've actually, yep, they're clean. So this is the first one. Okay, beautiful. And I really need a scrap of paper. Oh, I know, I had my, we can use this. I haven't shown you the February host code because that's going to run out the day after, 2 days after the video goes live. I will put the February one in the box below, and then in 2 days time I'll put the March one in there as well, and I'll remove the February one. Right, now this is the second stamp. Let me show you both of them. Okay, so you can see they really are quite different. It's the one that's got the bit, to me, it's the one that's got the bit in the middle. That's the first one. This one's got bits all over the place. Alright, I always try and find myself an easy way of identifying what the bits are. Okay, so ink it up, stamp it off, and then line it up. Now I'm going to have to bring this right down as low as possible, bearing in mind that I can't get my head right over. Oh, it's not bad at all. Okay, so that's how you do that. So that's the first one. But while I'm here, I might as well do these, mightn't I? So the second one, this one to me is like a little heart. Okay, that one there, that's a heart one. Let's turn it over so you can see it that way. And then this one doesn't really look obvious that it's got those two bumpy bits, but they are there. But these are easy to tell because they're two totally different shapes. Okay. Remember, the heart one is for the middle size. So this is the one that we do first. And then for the second stamp, stamp it off, and then I line the top of the heart there, the two bumpy bits. I line that up with those two bumpy bits there. Let me bring this down towards me. That's a little bit too high, but considering I'm not able to get my head right the way over, that's not bad. Okay, so I shouldn't have come over the top there. So let's do the last one. I like this one because this is the one that's like the, what I call the bud. Okay, and then the little one. Stamp that off once. Let's see if I can get 2 out of 3 here. Oh, not bad. It's gone a bit low on that one. I've got a little bit coming down off the bottom there, see that? But you can see if you got it right, that would fit in beautifully. So that's those. Okay, so you can see them here. Let me show you the big one first. Then the second one. And then the third one. I also wanted to show you that little stamp there, which goes in the middle of your flower, which is this one here. And I really always use nice navy for this. So you come back, and it's only for the little one. There we go. Okay, that just finishes it off nicely. And then this little stamp here with the stars on, it's just like a background. So if I wanted to fill in behind my flowers there, rather than having all that white space, I could stamp the stars on it. There is a sample in the catalogue where you can see that Stampin' Up! Have done that on one of their samples. And then these, I wasn't sure what that one was, but it's like a little bit of greenery where they've put up against the stems. So that looks really quite effective. Okay, so there's that one. This is another die. Let me put this ink away first because I'm not going to use that anymore. Okay, so that die looks really nice if you use it as a bottom border along your card or something. And then these are the dies, the flower dies. These ones, for some reason, you get 3 of these in the set, but just 1 each of these. Now, this one, if you die cut that and that, which is that and that, and these are plain, what I'm calling plain, and these are where I have sponged all the edges. Okay, so that one's plain, that one's sponged, and that's what a sponge one looks like, and that's what a plain one looks like. Now I personally think there's a lot more life in the one that's been sponged. You may not like it, but which is why I'm showing you the two. Okay, so you got the choice. Now this one here, that one goes with that, and that's a clean one. That one is a sponged one, and that is what it goes together, sponged, and that's what it goes together, clean. Alright. And then this one, which it comes up like a bud, this one's absolutely beautiful. Pay attention to the way this one is the right way up. I had it upside down for ages before I realised it goes that way. So that's the clean one, that's the sponged one, and then that's the sponged closed bud tulip, and that's the clean open tulip. And then these are all the greenery bits, the clean ones, and these are all the greenery sponged. Okay, so it really is a question of, you know, what you like. Now I will try and make a card using these. I had planned to use these ones on my card today, but once I decorated, once I decided I wanted to decorate on the inside, I didn't want to have these on the outside and the stamped ones. I didn't want that outside and the inside. I like matching. I'm very much matchy. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, I'll photograph this, all 3 of these, and put them on my blog, so you can always refer back to them. Hopefully you'll be able to do a copy and paste, so you can take print off copies if you want to. Okay, so I'll do that for you, and I think that probably is about it for today. So let me bring my 3 cards back. Thank you very much for joining me today. As I say, I will find an answer to the mess up that I've made there and put it on my blog so that you can see how to correct something like that, because that really was quite a big boo-boo, but it's not a gotta throw it away job. Alright, it can be saved job, that one, and I will do it. So many thanks for joining me today. All the measurements, all the products that I've used for this card will be in the box below the video. I put on my blog all the ingredients that I've used for these two. There'll be a link to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop in the box below. Also the Amazon affiliate links. As I say, if you click on one of the links and you buy from that link, then I will stand to get earn a commission on it, but it does not put anything on the price for you. Okay, it's just Amazon's way of saying thank you to me for introducing them to you as a customer, and all I'm putting on there are items that I use in my studio. I find them useful, and I think you will do too. If you see that I use something else that I haven't put on there, let me know and I will see if I can find a link for it. One of the things I would like to find a link for, which I haven't been able to, is one of these little things, which is a holder for Tombow. When they were available in the US, they weren't available in the UK. Now they're not available in the US. They've got something different, which it works, but I just don't think it's quite as nice. So I am watching out for those. Any other ideas, let me know, and I'll be delighted to do it for you. What you can get on there at the moment, you can order this, which is the ruler I use to get things straight when I'm just putting, like for example, you've probably seen me use it when I'm putting these on to make sure that that is the same distance from there to there. But as I say, I haven't used it today. It just makes life so much easier. Anyway, I must stop chatting and let you go. Many thanks for joining me today. I hope you give it a try, enjoy, and I look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, please take care, stay safe. It's still out there. Still let your mask be your best friend. Take care. Look forward to seeing you next time. Happy crafting. Cheerio.